Hello, everyone. Welcome to TWR, aka Talk It with Ruth. Welcome to my little podcast. I'm so happy that you're here joining me for us to have some thought provoking conversations. Thought provoking conversations and things that will actually just make you um, realize that you're not alone in whatever it is that you're thinking about in this day and age. Okay, so if I go into first of all what's happened with me this week, there are two things that I would say. One thing is my boiler broke down. My boiler broke down, and it was a very scary situation to be in because I had no heating and I had no water, hot water, for about 36 hours. It was it took a while to fix. It didn't take too long, maybe about 3 days. But in the same time as well, trying to decide on the boiler, we realized as well that the washing machine too broke up. So you can imagine, that broke down as well. So you can imagine being in the house with no heating, no hot water, and your washing machine, you can't even turn it on. I'm just very glad and happy that it's all now been sorted out and we're back to normal, back to functioning as normal. Anyone right now who any of these are not working for, my heart truly goes out to you. If I actually even remember back to my childhood, there was a time when our washing machine broke down for a long period of time, and myself and my siblings had to go to what's it called, the laundromat, to go and wash our clothes every Sunday. My dad would literally drop us there, and we would be there for the whole of the Sunday doing washing and drying. Was not nice. I don't intend on doing that. If you have to do that, great. But I just had to have it fixed ASAP, which I have now. So I'm very happy, back to normal, and yeah, happy. The topic for today. The topic for today, I think you will find it very interesting. I'm going to take some people way back to when. I'm going to take some people way back when. And this will be something that is probably, people are probably thinking about today and don't necessarily know how to, or, how things work. One of the things I'm talking about today is going to be relationships today, or should I say romantic relationships today. I'm going to share my personal opinion about relationships today and let you, have a think about it as well. One of the things I will say is when I was in my, should I say, teens or early 20s, there were, you'd be in a situation where, you'd meet a guy or you'd meet a girl and you would actually like the person. You would see the person and you'd just be, automatically or instantly, attracted to that person. You'd be besotted with them, things like that. I just find that today the conversation has sort of switched. The conversation now is, oh, what is he bringing to the table? Or what is she bringing to the table? The conversation is no longer, I like, do you remember a time when you liked someone and you were exploring about that person, the things you actually liked about that person, and you'd find out some things that you were happy about, some things you were not happy about, but you just kept going because you liked that person so much that it was a case of, let me get to know this person more. You took the time out to actually get to know the person. Do you remember going on dates? Going on dates to the cinema, going on dates to restaurants, and not all these high-end Mayfair restaurants. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about going to like your local restaurant, like American style restaurant, or like a local Italian style restaurant, where you just, or even the African style restaurant, you just go on a date and you get to know that person. You get to know that person, get to know if you like that person, things like that. I wouldn't say we used to go for coffees. We never used to go for coffees, but the standard, the at least standard was go to the cinema. You'd go to the cinema, you sit down together, watch a movie, maybe you get a cuddle or something, but that's as far as it went. But now the conversation is so different. I when I think about it, I don't know if I could survive in 2025's dating scene. It would be so difficult. Everything that you hear, everything that you are absorbing, or that you're seeing, everyone doesn't really, it's not even, I don't know if people like each other anymore. Do they like each other? I don't think people like each other anymore. The things that they, even the things that they talk about, it just comes across to me, a bit superficial. Like it's not been thought out. You're not necessarily thinking, do I like this person? What sort of family background do they come from? Are they in school? Are they in education? What's their plans for the future? Things like that. Those were the kind of questions that you would ask about. You'd ask about their family. You'd ask about how many brothers and sisters they had. Depending on what country they come from, you'd be like, okay, what country do you come from? What state, etc. Things like that. Now, some of the first conversations are just very materialistic, very superficial. The conversation is, oh, what does she bring to the table? Or, oh, what does he bring to the table? Is it 50-50? Is it a 50-50 divide? Things like that. Or I'm even hearing conversations where guys are saying, oh, how are we going to split the bill? How are we going to split the bill? I never. I never. I never went on any dates and anyone split the bill split the bill with me. It never happened. It's just for me, I just find it mind-boggling. And I come back asking myself that, do people actually, when you liked someone, do people actually like each other? I would actually like some comments about this. I want people to actually come and tell me that, do or do people still like each other, or are they just rolling with it? What's the attraction these days? Is it that, oh, the guy looks good or he's wearing designer shoes, or is it that she's carrying a nice bag, or is it where the guy is working? Things like that. And I feel like everyone is skipping that liking part and they're just jumping straight into, what do you have to offer me, rather than working through those initial introductory conversations before you even get to the what do you bring to the table. And even that conversation, what do you bring to the table, that's a different segment entirely. That's a different segment. But I want to know what people's opinions are. That do Obviously, I'm in my 40s now, well, early 40s, and I'm trying to think back to when I was like 22, 21. The conversation was so different. It was so innocent. We're talking of 2000 and 2024. Sorry, not 24. 2000 and year 2002, 2003, 2004, 2008. Those periods where you would meet a guy and his energy would just draw you in, or you'd meet a girl and her energy would just draw you in, and then you'd get into that talking stage. And that talking stage, it could last like a month. Mind you, these were times when you had a time limit, i.e., maybe some network like EE. Well, back then it was called T-Mobile. You'd have maybe 1,500 minutes, and your texts, you maybe had 50 texts. So you would cram in as much questions as possible, as much conversations into that 1 hour conversation. And when your time was finished, you'd be so disappointed because you wanted to learn more. And I just feel like now everyone is so much more thinking about, what do I have to gain? And I think the ultimate, for me, the ultimate thing that you have to gain in any real true relationship is companionship. Companionship. That person being your companion, that person being your go-to, that person being your friend. I know that in around the time that I'm talking about, when I was like 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, a lot of people valued, being friends with that person, being able to sit down and have a nice conversation with that person. Not even just that person, but their friends as well. It was good banter. But now I just feel like um y- people are just getting into things like even the term situationships. Even the term situationships, you just get into a situationship and you have no means of getting out. In my time, you just said, oh, it was complicated or something like that, but it was always not so complicated you could not get out. Now you just be from what I've heard. So this is the running theme from what I've heard. First thing you'd have is you're dating. Dating to me means that you're actually dating each other, your boyfriend and girlfriend. There's the initial dating where you're in talking stage, and if it progresses, you're dating your boyfriend and girlfriend. Today, the way it runs is you're dating. Dating means you're literally just going out for dates. There's no commitment, there's nothing. Yeah. After that, they then say there's exclusivity. Exclusivity means you are only with that one person. It doesn't mean your boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm just giving you the running order of this. They go from dating. They go from dating to um. They go from dating to being exclusive. From being exclusive, they go to if it then progresses, they go to them being boyfriend and girlfriend. So at that point, they're officially now boyfriend and girlfriend. When you get from boyfriend to girlfriend, you would then stay there for a while, and if it progresses, you then go into, oh, this is my partner, this is my partner. And then from there, if it progresses, you go to being engaged. And these days, people can be engaged for 5 years, 10 years. You be engaged. After being engaged, you then go on to getting married. Whereas what I understand is the step by step of this is you go from dating. Within that dating, you become boyfriend and girlfriend. Boyfriend, girlfriend, you get engaged. Engagement, then you go to marriage. It's very simple. And one of the things I will say for a fact is if a guy actually wants you to be their wife, they will not waste any time. They will not, I repeat, they will not waste any time in wanting to be with you, unless the person actually does really want to be with you, but they're not in a position to be fully committed to you because they're still, I don't know, chase, maybe they're still chasing the bag or something. But even that will have a timeline on it, because we do have to realize that at the end of the day, as that person is trying to chase the bag, your time, your clock is ticking, as well. So you have to make a decision on, do I want to wait for this person to get to a point that they feel comfortable enough? And some of the unfortunate things that happen is that person is chasing the bag, you're waiting, and as they're chasing the bag, they then jam someone else that might be more complete than what you are. And that's unfortunately, that's how some girls have lost out. That's how some men have also lost out as well. I personally feel that it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing. And sometimes when you leave things and they linger and you don't have a clear definition of where you're going together, you get lost along the way somewhere. And unfortunately, one person will always lose out. One person will lose out unless you're in a point where the guy is like, okay, this is what I want from you. At the end of the day, as a lady, you want that man to say, it is you I want to be with. This is what I want. But unfortunately, we're in a day and age where there's so much choice. There's so many options. Right now, you have one guy, and that one guy, there could be 5 different girls clamoring for his attention to be with him, and you're just one of the 5. But I always stand by something, which is that if a man actually does want to be with you, there's no competition. He's going to be with you regardless. He's going to be with you regardless. But I just feel like we're in an environment, especially in this social media age, where everything is so exposed, everything is so in your face, that it's so hard for people to make definitive decisions and say, this is what I want, this is who I want to be with. Because before you've even decided, that's what you want to say, something else will come out from the corner to come and tempt you. But any man that knows exactly what they want, things like that, I don't feel will necessarily influence them. and take their attention away. So that's for me, that's what I wanted to, bring to light, especially in this community that we're in now. When you talk about young people, and when you're talking about the young people that are actually coming behind us, I want our like millennial generation, I want us to be an example, especially for these Gen Zs that are, well, they're not that, they're young, but you then have you have generations like Gen Alpha that are right behind them. But the thing is, you want to show them good examples, healthy examples of what being in a loving, respectful, companionship relationship, what it actually looks like and what it can actually feel like as well. It doesn't mean that there won't be conflict. It doesn't mean that there won't be hard time. No one wants hard times, but it doesn't mean that things like that won't happen. But it's about how to navigate through it. And I feel like a lot of romantic relationships today, their foundation is not necessarily the best, because what everybody's laying there, the foundations are quite shaky. And a lot of it is because of conversations like, what do you bring to the table? Things like, oh, is it 50-50 or 60-70? But ultimately, I feel that it's just, do you like that person? If you like that person, there's some conversations that will just automatically happen over time. And the honest truth is, it's work being in a committed relationship. It's work being in a committed marriage, without then adding the complexities of the outside world into your relationship as well. So for me, the biggest takeaway from this is, as you're navigating through life, and you're meeting people, it's important to know, one, what you want. Two, if you want to be with someone, what are you expecting to get out of it? To be able to communicate that from the very beginning. And three, what you as a person, what is it that you have to offer that other person as well? I think for me, those are the three things that are the biggest takeaway. And it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to know it immediately, but it's about being personally aware and working on those things by yourself, working on it with that other person as well. And one thing I always say, as long as you have two willing parties, nothing is impossible. If you have two willing parties who actually care and like each other, and the word is like each other, there's nothing that you cannot work through. You can always work through, you can always work through different situations. And there's a very big saying, one man's poison is another man's meat. Is another man's meat. The fact that you might not work with this person doesn't mean that you will not work with the other person. And when something doesn't work out, it doesn't, take lessons from it. It's just like in project management. Lessons learned. What are the lessons that you've learned from this relationship or this situation that you will not take into another relationship? And also, I think maybe I feel like a lot of people just need to heal from whatever it is they've experienced and not project it onto their next relationship, so that it doesn't fall apart. Just take the L, move on, and have a better way of working through things in your next relationship. But ultimately, I just feel like people just need to like each other again. Like each other. One of the things I will say, being a married person, is that one of the things I will say is, liking my husband was always one of the biggest things for me, because if I like him, then I can, whatever happens, we can always work through it, because we'll have the conversation. We're friends as well. We'll have that conversation and we'll get over it. And when he doesn't like me and I've done something, I can always sense it. I can feel it. I can sense it and I can feel it. And I'll tell him, you don't like me right now, do you? And I'll give him time. And I'll give him time that I'll wait for you to like me again, because I know that when he likes me, he will do anything for me. When he likes me, he will listen to me. Whatever I ask him to do, whatever I want, he will give it immediately. But I need to work through what he doesn't like first, what I've done, what he doesn't like, talk through it, and I know it will come back. Love is great. Don't get it twisted. Love is fantastic. However, when you like that person and you just like being around that person, there's some conversations that just don't need to happen. You will automatically flow through it. You automatically flow through it. That's why I would say, whatever relationship it is you're getting into, understand the main reason why you're getting into that relationship. Don't get into it just because. Understand the reasons why you're getting into that relationship, why you like that girl, why that girl likes you, etc. Things like that. I personally think those are things that people need to seriously think about before diving into any relationship, really. But that's the takeaway I will give everyone. But one of the things I would like at the end of this is, if everyone can just, in the comments, just explain to me, if you're in a relationship, what did you like about your partner? What did you like? What has kept you there? And also, just let me know, that do you think liking people now is as important as it used to be, and is it important for you, or do you feel that love is the first thing that you should be thinking about? That is it that, oh, I have to love that person? Do you feel that it's loving someone that's more important, or do you think it's liking someone? Because one of the things I will tell you is, love comes and go love comes and goes. But when you like that person, and even if you're in a difficult time, it will sustain you. It will sustain you. It will be the God is one thing. God is a when you talk about God, I think God in any relationship is on one part. But there are things like, if you really like that person, there are just some conversations that will be off limits, and it's not personal. It's something you work through, talk through, etc. Things like that. So I want people to please, in my comment section, tell me, what are the things that you like about your partner, and also, is it liking someone that you feel is more important, or is it loving someone that is more important? I would like to know. And at the end of this, I'll just put snippets of what people are saying today in 2025 about being in relationships, because I feel like, if you're constantly absorbing what everyone is saying, and you're looking to be in a loving relationship, in a nurturing relationship, a lot of the content out there will just derail you. So I think a lot of people need to block out the noise. You need to block out the noise and do what is right for you. Do what is going to work for you. What's going to work for you isn't necessarily going to work for the next person, but do what is going to work for you. What will sustain what you want, and also what will sustain what that other person that is with you, what will sustain both of your relationship. So on this segment with TWR, Talk It with Ruth, that's all we have to talk about today. And I will see you again for another session. Hi, guys. Just wanted to let you know, yes, that please, I'm trying to grow my page. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be churning out content as often as I can, as often as I can. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my page. Thank you very much.